Hello, Mark Crossfield here. We are at Celtic Manor in the Titleist fitting bay here. We've got Richard from Titleist. Hello, Richard.
Hello there.
We might recognise Richard from some of my other reviews I've done with Titleist. We're talking SM5, we're talking grinds, spin milled, version 5 of the Vokey wedge. Let's check it out, see what it could do for some of these golfers. Let's get stuck in. Right, Richard, SM5.
Yeah, this is our 5th generation spin milled technology that's become so synonymous with the Bob Vokey name.
Absolutely.
We haven't changed anything there. We continue to use the spin milled technology. We're creating the extra grooves on the face that help us get a little bit of extra spin.
Okay.
The technology that we use helps us create the groove technology that we've got in there.
Yeah.
It's a very slow process, a very laborious process, but it helps us get back to some of the spin that we used to see from the big groove.
Fantastic. So you've got quite a unique kind of cutting tool, I think you showed me earlier, that they use.
On the actual back of the club, it's the saw. This saw goes in from the side, goes across the face very, very slowly, cutting the groove in there, getting right up to the tolerances that the governing bodies have created for us, enabling us to maximise our spin capability.
It's interesting because, as people might not be aware, grooves are controlled by the RNA, so you guys can only do a certain amount with the groove, and other bits on the face, so the kind of spin milled face as well, the roughness on the face is also controlled, as I understand it.
Yeah, it is. It's created as part of our process before we put the grooves on. It helps us add in, if we like, micro edges, which really helps some spin control on those partial shots.
Fantastic. Okay, so what they're doing really, as I understand it, you correct me if I'm wrong, but you're kind of pushing that to its tolerance almost, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right. We've really just taken the regulations and got as close to them as we possibly can.
Absolutely. So we're getting the most kind of control and spinning out of our wedges as we're allowed to get in theory. So interesting with the face. Any other points? Now grind. Lots of people out there talking grind. There are options here with grind to keep the club kind of as versatile as any I've seen out there. But lots of people, which I think is interesting, are getting a little bit confused. So which grind and that. And we are going to do a grind video to try and help you guys understand a bit more about the grinds. But as I understand it, I think people maybe are getting a little bit too confused when it's actually not that hard, is it?
No, I mean the grind is a key element to the wedge fitting process, but it's not new for us.
Yeah.
Really, the only difference in SM5 versus prior generation is the addition of the K grind.
Okay.
For us, we're promoting it more. You see it stamped on the back of the head.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a key part of the fitting process. It provides the versatility for the shot making that players are looking for. So everybody has different requirements around the green.
Absolutely.
Some players like to use their hands more, some players like to use their arms. It's about using the right grind to help maximise your ability to hit those shots.
That's interesting. So it's more about people then getting fit, as I always say, and I'm sure you'll agree, going and getting their hands on these clubs in the shops, work with their pro and try and hit a few to work out what style of club they play, what lofts they play, because I play, and I'm sure the guys at home do as well, different shots with different lofts. So there's certain clubs I'll just never really open up, and that one could require X grind and bounce, and then there's other clubs that I will want to open up and close and square. I want that versatility of some different grinds, isn't it? So it's kind of trial and error for people to get out there and try and hit them a bit.
Yeah, from our perspective, you're absolutely spot on. The F grind we use primarily in our pitching and gap wedges. So from 46 through to 52, the F grind is the only option that's available. So
there actually isn't many options in those lofts, is there? So it's only when you get to the ones where you're with a bit more loft that you're funking the face up a bit.
Yeah, it's those shots around the green where you've got to hit the high ones, the little chip and runs, the pitches. That's where the grind story really comes into it. So.
Okay, it's interesting. Right, well, we're going to talk a bit more about grind. I'm going to hit a few, see what they feel like. I mean, first impressions with Vokey here. I've got one. What's this finish we're calling this?
That is the raw black finish.
I mean, the raw black finish for me stand out. It's gorgeous. Yes. It does look very nice. Comes in other finishes. You get like a chromey one.
Yeah, we've got 3 finishes within the SM5 range, as we had before. The Tour Pro, slightly brighter finish, particularly on the back of it, has great shelf appeal.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
That will be our number 1 seller. Then we have the replacement for black nickel, which is a gold nickel.
Yeah.
Both of those are plated finishes.
Okay.
But then the one that you've got in your hands, the raw black, that's the replacement for oil can for us, unplated, but it won't rust the way that the old oil can does.
Interesting. I'm going to hit a couple with this one. So I've got here 58 degrees. I've actually got the K grind, which is one of the most surprising grinds for me out of all of them. Like I say, we're going to do a bit more videos on this. So it's quite what I would call almost chunky backside here. Yeah, absolutely. But I've hit some outside, which you'll see, and I was actually really surprised in how well this one performed. On the shelf, I think most people will look at that and think, that doesn't do anything, that wedge, but actually this big kind of sole on the back of it is going to help more people than hinders them, isn't it?
It is. It's really our cheating wedge.
Yeah, it's the cheating wedge. I like cheating wedges, definitely.
Everybody likes it.
Okay, let's give them a hit then. I mean, impressions, look is as good as any Vokey you've done before. They always just look so good, don't they?
Compact profile.
That's interesting. So as in it's shrunken this way?
Heel to toe.
Okay.
A little bit of feedback from players, both on the tour and at consumer level. Just made some comments that just evolve the shape into what it is for SM5 today.
Absolutely, that's always interesting. I mean, the look of that is as good as anything. It feels nice off the face. It makes that lovely sound that you always get from a Vokey as well, which I think is so important for feel and kind of, you know, how you feel you might be able to control distance. The sound plays such a big point.
The story is really a preference on looks. At the end of the day, they're all going to feel pretty much the same. You're not really going to see a difference between them.
So one more with this one. So, I mean, for me, the black finish, which you're quite, I've forgotten, what do you call in this finish?
Black.
I'm loving raw black. Should we have a little go with a chrome?
Yeah, absolutely.
What have we got there?
Well, this is a 62 degree.
Perfect. All right, yeah, so is that a new loft for you guys?
No, we've had a 62 and a 64 in the past. We've now eliminated the 64.
Right.
Most of the loft work gets done by the way players set the face.
Yeah.
So from the perspective of needing huge amounts of loft, we can do that with the 60s and even the 62. This is a mid-bounce option. It's great for players who like to use the bounce in the right way for those little pitches and chips around.
And the 62 comes in that K grind that I've kind of almost fallen in love with a bit as well, does it?
The K grind's in 58 and 60.
So it doesn't go to the 62?
No, the 62 is just one bounce, one grind option only.
Okay, so one more with this. I mean, the Tour Chrome is classic. I can see why people would put this in their bag, you know, like you say, shelf appeal. For me, it's that dart finish all day long, which is the standout one. And feel, it's a wedge. People have got to remember it's such a personal choice, isn't it, when it comes to wedge. I think the thing for me, which is interesting with the Vokey, if I just have a go with the last finish there, sorry, which is
gold nickel.
Gold nickel, which is, it's my least preferred out of the three, the gold nickel, to me.
It's probably the one that's going to have the smallest percentage of sales.
Yeah. I mean, but some people are just going to like that look, aren't they? I mean, I think the thing for me is people kind of trust their feel a bit more when it comes to wedges. Mm-hmm. Don't get too bogged down in the grinds. Like I say, we're going to do a video talking a bit more in depth about how they can and can't help you. But you could give me one of those clubs with any grind, as long as I understand what it's doing a bit on the bottom. Yeah. I could still play with that club. I would just work the shot I'm playing around that grind, because you're going to be in so many different situations on a golf course. You can be on a tight lie 1 minute and then a fluffy lie the next minute, and you know, you'd almost be changing your grinds for each shot. But it's not, it doesn't need to be as complicated as that. You can play any shot with any of these clubs. They're so versatile, really, at the end of the day, aren't they?
Finding the right one for you, it gives you the most confidence and helps you, especially on the misses.
Absolutely. Loads of loft options, plenty of bounce options, I'm sure.
21 right hand and left hand skews available between the lofts and bounces and grinds.
Okay.
We have within the high lofted 58 and 60, there are now 4 bounce and grind options for people to choose from, helping them provide the right versatility for them.
Fantastic. Okay, let's give this one more hit. So I mean, look, that's Vokey wedges, guys. SM5. Feels lovely, looks great, and that's the thing I think for most good players when they put a wedge down, it's how it looks is so important, and these are hard to beat. Plenty of finishes to choose from, plenty of different grinds. I wouldn't work too much into getting confused, like I say, with the grinds. Just if you want a club that's pushing the spin to its limits, giving you more control from the rough, Titleist is saying. Now these aren't things we can test with launch monitors so well. They're so hard to test. This is where we almost have to rely on your boffing data. Absolutely, yeah. Because it will change so much the spin from where you strike it on the face. All I know, when you've got so many tour players using a club like this, there's obviously some trust from the best out there. Thanks for your time, Richard. Thanks for Celtic Manor and Titleist for setting this up. Great place to come and get custom fit. When it comes to picking wedges, guys, definitely go out and get them on the ground, hit a few shots, talk to your pro a little bit about maybe your style of club and how the grind and the bounce can help you. But trust your instincts as well. For me, that dart finish all day long, I just feel like I could chip them in really easily with that dart finish. I'm going to have to be getting the dart finish wedges. Thanks for watching, guys. Post comments down below and we'll speak to you soon. So if you like what's going on here, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel. Also thumbs up the video, post comments. Love to hear what you guys got to say. Let's keep it social. The more we talk, the more we share, the easier this game will get for everybody. So if you want to find me on Facebook here, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to tweet me, find me on Twitter here as well. Just follow the links, all in the description. Come and join the show. Get active, get involved, get playing some better golf. Thanks for watching.